For years, Sean Diddy Combs has been a towering figure in the world of music, fashion, and nightlife. From his early days producing hits at Bad Boy Records to his explosive romance with Jennifer Lopez, Diddy's life always seemed larger than life, glittering with power, parties, and prestige. But behind that million-dollar smile and red carpet charm, one woman is now claiming that Diddy's carefully crafted persona hides a much darker truth. In a shocking twist no one saw coming, Diddy's recent girlfriend, whose identity we'll withhold for legal reasons, has come forward with explosive allegations that have set social media on fire. Her story is not just about heartbreak or jealousy. It's a story of control, manipulation, and attempted character assassination. According to her, Diddy didn't just try to silence her, he tried to destroy her completely. He wanted me to disappear, not physically, but socially, emotionally. He wanted my reputation shattered. For over a year, she says she lived in a whirlwind of jet-set luxury and Hollywood parties, but also in fear. According to her, what started as a fairy tale romance quickly turned into a nightmare she couldn't escape. Sources close to the couple say the relationship began in early 2023, when the unnamed woman, a young, up-and-coming model and influencer, was invited to a private after-party at Diddy's Miami estate. What followed, she says, was a seduction straight out of a movie. He was charming, smart, generous. He knew exactly what to say. He made me feel like I was the only woman in the world, she said in an exclusive interview. In the first few months, Diddy reportedly lavished her with gifts, luxury handbags, Cartier jewelry, and exotic vacations. But insiders now say that these gifts came with an invisible price tag. He made her feel special, but also dependent, said a close friend of the woman. Everything she had, he gave her. And then, when he wanted to take it away, he reminded her that it was all his to begin with. As the relationship progressed, things allegedly took a darker turn. According to the woman, Diddy became increasingly controlling. He reportedly demanded access to her phone, dictated what she wore to events, and became furious if she interacted with other male celebrities, even in a professional setting. He told me, "You don't need a career. I am your career now," she recalled. At first I thought he was protecting me. Then I realized he was isolating me. Friends say she started pulling away from modeling gigs, sponsorships, and social media. Her once vibrant Instagram turned quiet. Rumors began to swirl, but few suspected what was really going on behind the scenes. Then came what she calls the most degrading moment of the relationship, what she refers to as the submission request. According to her, Diddy asked her to sign an NDA and submit a video apologizing for disrespecting him by attending an industry event without his knowledge. In the video, which she claims he threatened to leak to blogs, she was told to confess that she had been unfaithful and that she regretted embarrassing Mr. Combs. He scripted it, every line, every word. "I cried while reading it, and he filmed the whole thing," she said. When she refused to publicly post the video, she says Diddy threatened to release it himself. He allegedly contacted a tabloid site with a fake story, claiming she had stolen from him and that she was mentally unstable. "He was trying to make me unhireable, untouchable. He wanted to end me," she said, holding back tears. Not long after she left the relationship, fake stories began surfacing online. Anonymous sources claimed she was obsessed with Diddy, that she had been stalking him, and even that she had tried to extort him. She says all of it was orchestrated by Diddy's team, a coordinated smear campaign to destroy her credibility before she could ever speak her truth. "I saw the emails. I saw the DMs. He paid blogs to run the stories. He wanted to ruin me before I had a chance to talk," she said. Screenshots she shared with her legal team reportedly showed Diddy's assistants sending content drafts to gossip websites, including suggested headlines like, "She was just a clout chase." Model turned maniac, Diddy's ex spirals after breakup. Inside the meltdown of a social media star. As her once glamorous relationship with Diddy unraveled, the woman at the center of this storm says the emotional abuse became just as damaging as the threats to her reputation. According to her, Diddy was a master manipulator, using a blend of affection and intimidation to keep her off balance. "He'd tell me he loved me in the morning, and by night, he'd accuse me of trying to destroy him," she said. She claims he regularly monitored her phone calls, text messages, and even her social media DMs. If she didn't respond to his messages immediately, she was interrogated. If she went anywhere without telling him, there was a price to pay. He'd freeze my bank account, or have my assistant fired, or cancel my driver. He had full control over my day-to-day life. Psychologists call this behavior gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation that makes victims question their own reality. And according to her, it worked. There were days I honestly believed I was going crazy, she says. He had me so confused, I didn't know what was true anymore. The industry's silent witnesses. What's perhaps most disturbing is how many people allegedly knew what was happening and said nothing. People saw the bruises. They saw me crying backstage at events. They knew something was wrong, she says. But no one wanted to get involved because it was Diddy. Industry insiders say this isn't the first time Diddy's private life has raised eyebrows. Multiple former employees, assistants, and even artists have hinted at a toxic environment behind the mogul's public image. But few have dared to speak out, until now. It's like everyone in the industry has a Diddy story, says one source, but they all stay quiet because they're afraid. He's that powerful. Even celebrities who were once seen hanging out with the couple suddenly went silent after the breakup. Not one has spoken publicly in her defense, and she believes that's no act. He controls people with fear and favors. If you don't fall in line, you're blacklisted. The gag order and the lawsuit that never happened. Following their split, the woman says Diddy's legal team reached out to her with what she called a hush agreement. The offer, 6 figures in cash in exchange for a signed NDA that would prevent her from ever speaking publicly about their relationship. I'm not going to sell my silence, she says. He doesn't get to abuse me and then buy my silence like I'm a contract artist. Not long after that, she claims a mysterious lawsuit was filed against her under a shell company, accusing her of defamation, breach of privacy, and even theft. She says the case was a fabrication meant to intimidate her into shutting up. He wanted to bury me in legal fees, drag my name through the mud, and make me too scared to speak. The lawsuit was quietly dropped weeks later, but not before the damage was done. She lost 2 brand partnerships, a magazine cover shoot, and her management team walked away. Taking her story public, with her back against the wall, she made the boldest move yet. She decided to go public. She began sharing her story anonymously on Reddit, then gradually started talking to bloggers, journalists, and finally signed a deal for a full-length documentary. According to her, this wasn't about revenge, it was about survival. I realized the only way to protect myself was to go louder than him, she says. If I stayed silent, he'd erase me. But if I spoke, I had power. Her posts quickly went viral. Hashtags like Diddy Exposed and Surviving Diddy began trending on X, formerly Twitter. Other women, and even a few men, began sharing cryptic stories about their experiences working with or dating Diddy. Suddenly, her story didn't seem like an isolated case. It looked like a backlash and believers. Of course, not everyone was supportive. She says she received hundreds of death threats, hateful messages, and even had her car vandalized outside her home. There were nights I didn't sleep. I was scared to even go outside, she said. But she also received thousands of messages of support from fans, fellow survivors, and a few anonymous celebrities who thanked her for speaking out. One actress messaged me and said, "He did the same thing to me in 2011. You're brave." That message saved. A movement begins today. She's in a much different place. She's hired a new legal team, launched a foundation for women in abusive entertainment relationships, and is preparing to sit down for a major network interview that promises to reveal never-before-seen footage, texts, and recordings. But her ultimate goal isn't just to tell her story, it's to change the system. I want women to know that no amount of fame, money, or power gives a man the right to destroy you, she says. If it can happen to me, it can happen to